Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing my July bullet journal setup, and as you might can tell, I have a little bit of a cold, so there may be a little bit more music in this setup than there normally is, just because I don't want to strain my voice too much. Getting right into the July setup, I used this liquid Frisket masking paint gel stuff to go ahead and cover up where I did not want to watercolor, but I didn't want to have to put down tape or anything else. So it's really cool stuff. I definitely recommend it. And this was sort of my original idea for that whole setup, was to use that. You do have to let this stuff dry. So this one I used a little pen, and then I also used just a regular paintbrush. You just want to make sure that you really rinse that paintbrush out, or maybe don't use your favorite paintbrush. It does take a little bit of time to dry as well, so if you're in a rush, maybe not the best bullet journal idea for you guys to go for. Once it dries, as you can see, you can just watercolor over the top of it, and whenever I am watercoloring, I typically just choose pretty similar colors and go ahead and use them to mix together. You don't want to get too wild and crazy, otherwise you end up with brown, and that's just not as pretty as all of the reds and pinks and purples. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish setting up my little squares for the monthly calendar. Same thing you guys have seen me do before. So once you are done, you can use this rubber cement block, which will go ahead and erase or pick up all of that gel. You can also use your finger, that tended to work pretty well, but the rubber cement thing worked great. Then I just went back through with my regular eraser and erased all of my pencil outlinings. Moving on to the next page, what I'm doing here is my habit tracker, and I've changed it up a little bit. I want it to stick with sort of that Polaroid picture type outline that I did on the front page for July, and so I decided to do Polaroid picture habit trackers. These habit trackers, you may think, are pretty similar to the habit trackers that I used in April and May, where I just did the outline of the month. And it's similar to that, but instead of just having the outline of the month, I'm putting it into a little box that's supposed to mimic a Polaroid. And I know that I switched from that because I was having trouble keeping up the days. And so what I decided to do is, a lot of the stuff that I try to track it in a way that I'm not doing it. And so I'll track, like, drinking sodas, and I'll put down the days that I drink a soda, hoping to see it very empty. But what I am doing now is I'm putting no soda or no caffeine, so that hopefully every day I get to put that dot in and actually fill up the habit tracker rather than having it look empty. And I'm thinking that might help me long term to be able to use a habit tracker like this in a better manner. The next page is just my meal plan, and it's pretty bland. The watercoloring and using the Frisket masking ink was a little bit more. I had planned on watercoloring a lot of this, but it just took way longer than I expected. So I'm totally changing up my sleep tracker in that I am no longer doing just the bars with the lines in here. I'm going to more of a quantitative way of tracking it. So I'm actually going to be writing in the start and end times that I'm sleeping, the total hours, and then some notes on the side if I have any. But I'm going away from just the dots there. I did like how I did the bar, a black bar across the top with my Uniball white gel pen. The next page I am turning into my ideas page, and I'm changing this up from using the brain dump and the to-do list, which I have historically done separate. So I'm going to try just using it all on this page, and that's because the last month I really didn't use my brain dump page that much. So I'm going to try combining them and see what that does for me. This page here that you see I'm working on is my watering of plants. And so I have started growing some lithops, and I wanted to keep track of them. So this is my gardening habit tracker, if you will, and I'm gonna really monitor how frequently I'm watering them, and then also just any notes here. Eventually I probably won't need this because I will know how to take care of them, but because I'm pretty new to this, I'd like to keep a close eye so that if any of my plants die, I can kind of change up or look back and go, okay, what were the signs? Did I miss something here? So that in the future I can keep these guys healthy. So that was the last page of my bullet journal. So I'm flipping back here to the very front of the monthly calendar, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in the calendar. I decided doing these little dots so that I could then use my Uniball gel, white gel pen, to put in the days would make this look a little bit more artsy, and I really liked that style that I used on the sleep tracker, so I wanted to go ahead and apply that here as well. Using my ruler was really amazing, and I recommend you guys pick up a ruler like that. I messed up and didn't put the chores in there the right way, so that's why I went with the white gel pen, which actually ended up looking better, I think. So I finished up my spread for July, and I'm going to go ahead and do the flip through of my monthly for June. So the monthly calendar, a little bit more things got filled in. I did enjoy the way that this new habit tracker worked. It was still a little bit hard to line up with the dates, but overall it worked fine. My sleep tracker, which I still like this view and I may go back to it in the future. And then as you can see, like I said, I did not use my brain dump very much at all, and that's the reason why I have combined my to-do page and my brain dump. This may not work, it depends on how busy I am during the month. These pages here I'm showing you guys, but I have not uploaded the videos, so if these interest you, then hang tight. I will be uploading those in the coming weeks, and you guys can take a look at them. But this was everything that was going on in June, and I was just so busy that I did not have the time to do the videos and upload them. So I really like the way the little postcard ended up for July, and I like the watercolor in here. It's quite a bit of work, as well as it does make the paper a little bit crinkly if you do too much, and so I just didn't want my whole bullet journal to be crinkly. And then switching to the no caffeine, we'll see how that works. I'll let you guys know next month if that really worked out for me or not. And it'll be interesting to try a new sleep tracker as well. As I flip to this last page, I hope that you guys enjoyed this bullet journal video. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Have a great day.